It's the NFL on CBS Week 13. We welcome you to San Diego, where the Chargers take on the Cincinnati Bengals. AFC playoff picture, Cincinnati leading the AFC North at 7-4. Things are tight in the wild card race, including the Chargers very much in the mix at 5-6. Today's game is available in SAP in Spanish. Chargers and the Bengals, 33rd all-time meeting between these two teams. Cincinnati won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. So Nugent will kick it off. Danny Woodhead and Lavelle Hawkins are deep. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, and the rest of our CBS crew. We're underway from Southern California. Hawkins, 9 yards deep in the end zone. He's not going to take it out. Chargers will have it at the 20-yard line to open things up, with Phillip Rivers leading this offense, and Rivers leading the NFL in completion percentage, 71%, number one in the league. And they're the third best team converting third downs in the NFL because they do so well on first and second down. Rivers knows that in order to beat the Bengals, the Chargers must continue to excel on early downs. Rivers feels the Chargers will have success today running the ball when they spread the formations out, as they are doing here on first down. San Diego, a half game behind Baltimore for the second wild card spot in the AFC. It's a logjam though. Handoff up the middle. Ryan Matthews gets the call and picks up 4 yards. Brought down by Ray Maualuga for Cincinnati. Starting lineups for San Diego on the offensive line. A lot of changes. King Dunlap is out with a neck injury. DJ Fluker is in at left tackle. Reinhardt at right guard. Jeremy Clary at right tackle. Backs and receivers, Keenan Allen. What a season he's put together. Rookie out of California. 50 catches, 737 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 2nd and 6 for the Chargers. Opening drive of the day here at Qualcomm. Out of the gun, Rivers on a short pass, getting Allen out in space and bunched up right at the marker. Picks up 6. They'll move the chains. A first down for the Chargers. Defensively for Cincinnati. Up front, this group is excellent. Carlos Dunlap, 7 sacks, versatility, able to move inside. Linebackers, Maualuga is back after missing 3 games with a head injury and knee trouble. Reggie Nelson, big interception for Cincinnati in the win over Cleveland. Week 11, they're coming off a bye. On a give, Ronnie Brown gets an opportunity, and Brown is met after a 3-yard pickup. Cincinnati prepared again up the gut against this San Diego offense. Yeah, Ronnie Brown will get a lot of carries today. Ryan Matthews is still nursing a sore hamstring. Coaches told me earlier in the week that they're going to run him as far as they can, see how long that hamstring will hold out. Yeah, that's what Mike McCoy talked about, dealing with that tight hammy, and they'll monitor it throughout the game. On a 2nd and 7, timeout, Cincinnati. Our referee, John Parry, today.
Charge timeout, Cincinnati, 30-second timeout.
And time for the Fouts Focus. Really an emotional win over Kansas City last week. All the options that Rivers has. Well, sometimes it's the little things that make the difference in winning and losing. Watching the KC safety see the slot receivers go inside, that's what Rivers saw, and that was all it took to find Shea Tutu on the go route. Just one small step for a Chief, one giant touchdown for San Diego. That was profound. That was deep. Thank you. Yeah. Neil Armstrong. Yeah, no. 1969. I kind of know the original quote, but for you to use it in that manner. I was 18 years old. Yeah, I wasn't. 491 yards of offense for the Chargers last week against one of the best defenses in the NFL. 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun. Rivers. Catch is made. And a stutter step by the future Hall of Famer Antonio Gates. 9-yard pickup. Gates continues to produce. Hamstring injury for Gates. Practice was a little bit shaky this week, but Mike McCoy, 5-6 in his first year as the head coach of the Chargers. And McCoy, it feels like this team last week really put it all together against Kansas City, and maybe they can ride that wave now into the final month of the season. Matthews, hard cut by Matthews, and he slips through at the 45. George Iloka there to greet him. 3-yard pickup. Head coach of the Bengals, Marvin Lewis, trying to go to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year, Dan, and he's just done a great job with this group and coaching these guys to their potential.
Well, they practice hard. They embody the term of the next man up when injuries happen, as they have this year. He's instilled in them that understanding of what it takes to win as the Chargers go, hurry up.
Ladarius Green is in, potential playmaker in this San Diego offense. And they can line Green up in different spots. 2nd and 7 for the Chargers. Rivers working quickly here, and it's Gates again out to midfield for a 5-yard gain. San Diego on the move. First drive of the day.
Well, you talked about Rivers and Gates and their relationship. That's 703 receptions now for Gates. You know, I don't think he needs a whole lot of practice when you've got over 700 catches.
And he's closing in on Charlie Joyner now for 2nd in Chargers history in receiving yards. Antonio Gates, just the 4th tight end with 700-plus catches and 9,000 career yards in NFL history. This is a 3rd and 2 now for San Diego. Woodhead is in. Motion man is Green. Shotgun. Rivers. Pocket holds up. Pumps. Throws. Flag is down. Lunging attempt by Green. Penalty marker on the play. A bunch of them.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of fouls against the Bengals in the secondary. One maybe holding, and the last one with the 2 flags there on the long bomb, definitely pass interference.
So 3 flags were thrown and 2 hats. Back judge doesn't have his hat.
Well, that would indicate that the receiver coming back onto the field had gone out of bounds and was the first to touch the ball. So this may be offsetting penalties, Ian.
And that's what this extended conversation is all about. Trying to hit Ladarius Green, who's a 6'6", 240-pound backup tight end out of Louisiana Lafayette.
There's 2 fouls on the play. They'll offset. Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 55. Pass interference, offense, number 89. Offset, replay, 3rd down.
And I'm not sure why the official threw his hat, because Green never went out of bounds, but he definitely was interfered with down the field. Remember, Perfect is playing with a bad ankle. That may be why he was called for holding on that play.
So set it up 3rd and short now. McCoy trying to make his case. You had a hold called, and you had offensive pass interference called on the same play. Danny Woodhead is in there. Rivers works out of the gun. This is a San Diego offense ranked number 6 in the NFL, 407.7 yards per game. They're 13th in scoring. On 3rd and 2. Rivers flushed out. Circling. Rivers going to get to the spot. He can. Phillip Rivers has got a first down and a late hit on the play as well.
Now protecting the quarterback, a Bengal comes in late and hits Rivers when he's on the ground. This will be a free 15 yards for San Diego. Move the ball inside the 30-yard line on this opening drive.
Personal foul. Defense, number 92. Contact to a sliding quarterback. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And it's the veteran, 10-year veteran, 5-time Pro Bowler James Harrison.
And the Bengals want Rivers to do exactly this. They don't want him to pick up the first down or create that penalty there. I think that's kind of a bad call. It didn't even look like Harrison touched Rivers as he goes right over the top. Maybe a reputation type of penalty on James Harrison. But the thing is the Bengals are going to try to rush Rivers right up the middle because they know he's not much of a runner, although he did a good job on that play.
So the graze by Harrison draws a 15-yard penalty against Cincinnati. San Diego has it 1st and 10 at the Bengals 31. 4 receiver set. 8th play of the drive, opening up for San Diego. Here's Rivers, stepping up, low throw, incomplete. Ladarius Green, the intended receiver.
Really good pass pressure that time by the Bengals as they brought an extra blitzer that time. You can see both linebackers coming right up the middle. Again, that's going to be a favorite type of pass rush for the Bengals today. Try to get in Rivers' face and cause that type of result. Perfect that time with a good rush.
Cincinnati ranked number 7 in total defense. They're coming off the bye. Should be a fresh team right now. And looking to make the playoff push. Danny Woodhead thrown down. Big Carlos Dunlap. Absolutely prepared for him. Dunlap told us yesterday when he got to Cincinnati, the one thing he had to realize with Mike Zimmer was, if you don't stop the run, you don't play, no matter how good you are at rushing the passer.
Well, he plays the run on this play. Troutman coming over trying to hook him, actually holds him, and Dunlap beats the block by Troutman and then drops Woodhead.
The 7-foot wingspan doesn't hurt.
No, he used every bit of it that time.
3rd and 10 now. Cincinnati crowds the line. Long count here for Rivers. Trying to keep this drive alive. Rush is coming. Rivers throws. Hits his man. Gates. The ball popped loose. The Bengals have got it. Iloka on the recovery for Cincinnati as San Diego turns it over.
Well, this is going to be real close to Gates being down when the ball came out. The officials are talking about it, but are his knees on the ground when the ball comes out? I think they were. All turnovers are reviewed, and that's what they're doing right now to see if Gates' knee is down before the ball comes out. The left knee down on the ground there, ball in his right hand. Look from the rear angle there, the knee is down. It appears he still has the ball. Tough call here for John Perry.
What could work against San Diego is the fact that there isn't conclusive evidence to overturn it, and the call on the field was a fumble.
Yep.
So that's what the discussion is now as Perry continues to check it out. Under the hood, Antonio Gates with the catch.
And Gates never fumbles, that's the thing. The Chargers have done a great job in protecting the ball this year. They only have 13 giveaways. This would be number 14 if they is held up.
Now Perry is out, ready to relay the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. 1st and 10. Cincinnati.
Reggie Nelson with a forced fumble. Nelson signed to a 4-year, $18 million deal, and he's been making plays left and right for Cincinnati this season.
This is one of those cases I know you were talking about, just not enough evidence to overturn the ruling on the field. Great play by Reggie Nelson. He had an interception of Rivers in last year's Cincinnati win.
Cincinnati came into San Diego December of last year, basically 1 year ago, December the 2nd, 20-13. Then Jarvis Green-Ellis had 118 yards on the ground. He gets the call here. Slashing his way for a 5-yard gain, Tyler Eifert with a good block. NFL Today update. We send it to New York, our buddy Shannon Sharp.
After Alex Smith drove the Chiefs down the field with ease, he makes a fatal mistake, throws the ball into the end zone, picked off by Wesley Woodard, and Peyton Manning returns the favor, throws into double coverage. Demaryius Thomas going to be picked off by Quentin Demp. 0-0 ball game, back to Iron Eagle and Dan Fowler.
All right, Shannon, thanks very much. We'll keep you updated on that one. A give to Giovanni Bernard, the rookie out of North Carolina, and another rookie out of Notre Dame, Manti Te'o, with a tackle for San Diego.
Te'o did a real nice job of reading the blocking pattern that time. There was just nobody there for Cincinnati. Drops the rookie Bernard for a 2-yard loss.
In the Cincinnati win over Cleveland a couple of weeks ago, prior to the bye, the Bengals had just 224 yards of offense. They went 1 of 14 on 3rd down, yet they still beat the Browns 41-20, thanks to a record-setting second quarter. Scored 31 points, a new franchise high. Dalton, high throw, and got his receiver crushed on the play. A.J. Green, slow to get up. And Green is now up for Cincinnati.
Yeah, Jaleel Addae with the big hit, the rookie free agent for San Diego. but that's all on Andy Dalton. 6'4", A.J. Green can't get up for that one, and he gets punished.
Huber the punt, and he's not 100%. Big kick if he's not 100%.
That's pretty good, that one right there.
Yeah.
That's a rookie mistake by Keenan Allen.
Dre Kirkpatrick. They are checking on A.J. Green right now, who is lied out on his back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Just a perfect day here in San Diego over on Imperial Beach. The NFL on CBS. 8:06 mark of the first quarter. Huber, a 75-yard punt. That's the longest of his career, second longest in the NFL this season. San Diego takes over deep in its own territory. Matthews able to get across the 5 and pick up 4 yards. Malaluga making the tackle for Cincinnati. A.J. Green, they were checking on him.
Yeah, this pass was a pick-a-rib type of pass for a die as Green was stretched out. And wide receivers don't wear rib pads. But Green may think about it.
A.J. Green, third in receiving yards in the NFL behind Calvin Johnson and Antonio Brown. There's a lane for Matthews as he accelerates across the 15. That's a 9-yard gain with Troutman and Hardwick providing a little extra space.
Go back to the big hit. Third down pass way over the head of A.J. Green and right in the ribs from a dive.
So Green got up but immediately went to the sideline and collapsed. Looks like he's just trying to catch his breath. On first down at the 17. Rivers changing the play. Phillip Rivers, 26-5 record in December games. Stepping up in the pocket. And Rivers slides. Not going to take any chances down the field. As we send it back to New York, NFL Today update. JB and Shannon ready to go.
Vikings come back to get it done in OT.
In OT, Blair Walsh, 34-yard field goal, wins it 23-20 over the Bears. Adrian Peterson, 35 carries, 211 yards.
I would say those are numbers to get it done. Back to Cincy and San Diego, Ian and Dan.
All right, guys, thanks very much. NFL playoff picture. Carolina on a roll at 9-3. Philadelphia making a statement. Nick Folk with another strong performance. So the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys will battle it out in the NFC East. Here's Ryan Matthews. Matthews low to the ground. And a helmet spilled off on the play as he gets hit by Vontez Burfict down low. Nick Hardwick losing his hat. 6-yard gain. We're down to 5:40 to play in this opening quarter. Ryan Matthews, what have you seen from Matthews? I know they've been waiting for all that potential to kind of manifest itself consistently.
A lot of less hesitation by Matthews, running more confidently, putting that old foot in the ground and getting right up the field. He's averaging 5 yards a carry today as well.
So now a 3rd and 4. Danny Woodhead, third down specialist from the gun. Rivers is dumped. Gilberry. 6.5 sacks now for the veteran Wallace Gilberry. And that's something Cincinnati has talked about. Anybody they put in there, they expect to play at that high level on the D-line.
Well, watch Gilberry. He just overpowers Chad Reinhardt. Right guard. He gets right to the quarterback. His 6.5 sacks now. He only had 5.5 last year.
Mike Cyphers, high punt. Opportunity here for Adam Jones. Backpedals from the 30. Jones spins and caught on special teams. It's Gachkar, 56-yard punt and a 3-yard return. We remain scoreless. Cincinnati and San Diego on CBS. Spectacular view here in Southern California. The Chargers and the Bengals. We welcome you back. Ian Eagle along with Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. And this is a huge game. Both teams, Cincinnati trying to keep some space between them and the Baltimore Ravens, and the Chargers very much in the mix here, but they need some wins to keep pace themselves in that wild card chase.
Well, ironically, both teams have a lot of home games, too, to end this season, so you got to take advantage of that. But today, this is going to be a challenge for both these teams, and especially for young quarterback Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, last year's meeting, we asked about it. He said they were very consistent on offense. They got the running game going, and that gave them some great looks in the passing game. Mohamed Sanu. Catch and run by Sanu. And Andy Dalton, the interceptions have been a problem. He's had 8 of them over the last 3 games, Dan.
Yeah, he's responsible for 18 of the Bengals' 22 turnovers this season, but he told us yesterday he doesn't let mistakes bother him. And he learned a long time ago that a quarterback can't get too high or too low, and that the Bengals reflect that attitude. That's why they've been able to bounce back in so many games.
2nd and 1 now for Cincinnati. Double tight end set, Gresham and Eifert. No scores. We hit 4 minutes to play in this first quarter. Green Ellis, the single setback. Stutter step move gives him a first down. 4-yard pickup across the 45. Starting lineup for Cincinnati, Kevin Zeitler is out. Zeitler sitting with a foot injury, so Mike Pollock, 6-year veteran, gets the start formerly with Indianapolis and Carolina. The backs and receivers, A.J. Green putting together another Pro Bowl season. He's been to the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 years. Clint Bowling, starting left guard, is down for Cincinnati. We'll step aside.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Holiday savings on the gifts everyone wants. And by T. Rowe Price, understanding the connections of a complex global economy. Invest with confidence.
Clint Bowling injured for Cincinnati. Bowling was able to get up, and he is limping along that Bengals sideline. Anthony Collins steps in. They shift Whitworth to left guard, and Collins will play left tackle. Pollock, who's normally Bowling's backup, is starting at right guard for the injured Kevin Zeitler. New set of downs for Cincinnati to work with at the 46-yard line. 2 tight ends once again for Dalton. Fake the handoff. Dalton to throw it. Underneath. Catch is made by Green Ellis. Just his 3rd catch of the season. Hit by Richard Marshall, getting the start in place of Derek Cox. 3.5-yard gain through the air.
Richard Marshall with the tackle.
I asked Andy Dalton about last year's game and the win here in San Diego for the Bengals. They were consistent on offense, he said. He got the running game going, and they got some great looks in the passing game, and they're anticipating that same type of thing today.
2nd and 7 now for Cincinnati. Once again from the gun, this time again. Green Ellis takes it to the 2nd level, and Ben Jarvis Green Ellis banged down inside the 40. Whitworth and Cook with key blocks for 13 yards. Defensively for San Diego against the run, Cam Thomas plays such a big role manning the middle in this 3-4 set. Linebackers, Reggie Walker in for the injured Jared Johnson. Johnson out after left hand surgery, and Richard Marshall, as mentioned, he gets the opportunity because Cox has been ineffective. First down for the Bengals. Outside, Green is in there, and A.J. Green with the catch, taking it to the outside. Richard Marshall with a tackle, 8-yard pickup. Hey, fantasy football fans, get a fresh start with Player Challenge, a 4-week game that now includes even bigger cash prizes. See rules and sign up at cbssports.com/challenge.
Good sign for Bengal fans to see A.J. Green shaking off that big hit from the last series, and on that last pass to him, a really good read by Dalton. Saw the corner Marshall way off.
Back to the ground game. This time Bernard brings a little something different to the table compared to Green Ellis. Very speedy and shifty. And it's a 5-yard gain for Giovanni Bernard, brought down by Cam Thomas on the play.
Yeah, Bernard got real low, and the low man usually wins. He's a lot stronger than you might imagine. 5'9", 210 pounds or so. Really, this is a perfect type of running back situation for Cincinnati. You've got the good hard runner inside in Green Ellis, and then the shifty great pass receiver in Bernard.
Bernard, 42 catches, 345 yards, and 3 touchdowns this season. Bernard sets up as a receiver. On first down for the Bengals. Cincinnati looking to strike first. Dalton in the pocket, slings, incomplete. Crossing route, Eifert, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Donald Butler, the linebacker in coverage, and Dalton had all day to throw.
All day to throw, and real good coverage in the secondary by San Diego. As Eifert trying to work on the linebacker, and the ball off target from Dalton. But Tyler Eifert, drafted #1. Very versatile player, can play all the positions along that offensive line as a wide receiver and tight end and H-back.
The update on Bowling, right knee injury. His return is questionable for Cincinnati. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. On a give for Bernard. Giovanni Bernard still on his feet. 13-yard gain like a bowling ball. Bernard just rolls through.
Well, this is the bowling lane here, Ian. This is a huge lane to run through. Out in front, how about Andrew Whitworth pulling from his left guard position? Seeing a lot more of that in the NFL now. Going back to power running with pulling guards would make Fuzzy Thurston and Jerry Kramer very happy.
And Mark Roth. We're going to throw in an extra bowling reference. Give it up. Benjarvis Green Ellis bangs his way inside the 5. The Bengals have been able to establish the ground game. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. No score. Bengals, though, threatening. Back to San Diego after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Start of the second quarter here in San Diego. The Chargers and the Bengals scoreless, but Cincinnati has it with a 2nd and 2 inside the 5. Cincinnati has used Domata Peko in these situations at different junctures of the season, and Peko is in there now. 10th play of the drive.
3 tight ends as well, Ian. There's Peko.
Benjarvis Green Ellis. They give it to him. He bulldozes his way for the touchdown. Bengals go in front. Strong drive by Cincinnati, bridging the first and second quarter, and they take the lead.
And they basically did it with their running attack. That touchdown that was way too easy for the Bengals to get in. Watch Peko lead the way. And again, Whitworth pulling and with a key block to get Green Ellis all the way into the end zone before he's even touched.
4th rushing touchdown of the season for Benjarvis Green Ellis. Mike Nugent on for the extra point. Cincinnati has won its last 2 games on the West Coast, last year in San Diego and in 2011 in Seattle, as Nugent gives Cincinnati a 7-0 lead early stages of the second quarter. Impressive drive punctuated by the rushing touchdown from the law firm. 10 plays, 67 yards for the Bengals. It took 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Benjarvis Green Ellis, first rushing touchdown in the last 7 games for Cincinnati. And Nugent kicks it off. Danny Woodhead, Lavelle Hawkins deep. And this will be Woodhead from the 5. Woodhead thrown down as he hit the 22-yard line. Well, let's flash it back. 1981 AFC Championship. I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
It was dubbed the Freezer Bowl. It was 59 below. Ken Anderson, 2 touchdown passes for Cincinnati. Dan Fouts, a touchdown.
And an interception or 2. Actually, 2.
There were 2. There were 4 Charger turnovers on the day. Forrest Gregg gets lifted up in the air. And Dan, this was Bob Monsbach, our producer's decision to roll this video.
Yeah, he's not going to be on my Christmas list. No. For many reasons.
This was the least of it. A throw to the outside. Gates, the intended receiver.
You know, it's 74 degrees here in San Diego today.
Yeah, a little different.
This is what we call football weather.
Yeah. But look, number 14, they love you in San Diego, except the security people when you try to get in the building, and they check your photo ID.
I'm going to have my picture put up on that ding thing up there so that they don't have to check my wallet every time.
Wind is really not a factor. Mostly sunny skies expected the rest of the afternoon here in Southern California. 2nd and 10 for the Chargers. Cincinnati with a 7-0 lead. Rivers floats it out for Matthews. Ryan Matthews working the sideline for a first down. Maualuga whiffed initially. 17-yard gain. Back to New York. JB and Shannon.
Woo, special teams. After Peyton Manning touchdown pass to Decker tied it up, the longest play in Chiefs history. Niles Davis puts on his running shoes, JB. Only if you Usain Bolt can you catch him. They don't. 14-7 Chiefs on top.
Back to the bird and the beard. Hey, when was that security guy born? 2005, Ian?
She was younger. Flag is thrown. Thanks a lot, JB.
False start. Offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
DJ Fluker called on the penalty. He's working on the left side of the offensive line, and it's rare in one's rookie season, Dan, that someone emerges as a leader like Fluker has already.
Well, gave a very inspirational speech on Friday before the Kansas City game. Told his teammates just how much this game means to him and how much it should mean to them. Talks the talk, but he also walks the walk.
1st and 15. Matthews driven down. Looked like he had a head of steam, but Vontaze Burfict limited him to a 1-yard gain. And Mike McCoy, in talking about Fluker, said he's so passionate, and he's the kind of guy that can change the attitude of a team like this. And that's what McCoy was looking for when things changed with the coach and the GM, Tom Telesco, who turned 41 on December the 12th. He spent 15 years with the Colts. He's the general manager. Try to change the culture. And Fluker has been a big part of that. This Chargers team is trying to get to 500. They're 5-6. Rivers over the middle. Connection made to Vincent Brown, and it's good enough for a first down. Iloka with a stick for Cincinnati.
Yeah, this is a good pass protection for Rivers as he steps up and finds the dig route here. Something that Allen does extremely well. Watch Fluker, number 76 here. He's got a great base, size 22 shoe. In fact, when he was in high school, had trouble finding shoes, played 2 games barefoot.
And then Shaquille O'Neal heard about the story and sent him some shoes. Out of the gun. Matthews runs into a brick wall. Michael Johnson, we talked about Dunlap being 6'6". Johnson is 6'7". Fluker checks in at 6'5", the rookie out of Alabama. No gain on the play.
And he's got to be hurting a little bit today after what happened in the Iron Bowl yesterday. What a fluke ending, perhaps.
Wow, incredible. Just a magic carpet ride right now for Auburn. 2nd and 10 for the Chargers. Come up on 12 minutes to go in this first half. Rivers incomplete. Try to hit Keenan Allen. Probably could have run for close to first down yardage.
Well, he's got a lot of room to run, but he also has a wide open receiver here. Just put too much on that ball. You could see the frustration. Rivers knows that he had Allen open for enough for the first down. But as you're running forward sometimes, you get a little bit extra on that ball, and it just sailed on Rivers that time.
So now a 3rd and 10. Cincinnati with a chance to stall this San Diego drive. Bengals leading it 7-0 on a touchdown run from Benjarvis Green Ellis. Rivers. Oh, great touch. Keenan Allen. Adam Jones was looking for the INT, and it turns into a 20-yard pass play for the Chargers.
Well, Adam Jones should have picked this ball off. Bump and run coverage on the outside. Allen with a good move here. Now, right over the top, it looked like Jones had trouble locating the ball. Allen with great concentration here, and a huge first down for the Chargers.
To think, Keenan Allen initially when he got to San Diego just wanted to show everybody that he belonged, and it was a tougher transition from the college game to the NFL game than he anticipated. And now he has turned into a major weapon. Rivers over the middle, Green wide open, touchdown San Diego, a bullet from Phillip Rivers.
The play action fake was enough to get Maaluga just a hair slow to get to the middle of the field against that cover 2. Watch Maaluga. He'll come in here, and then right down the middle will go Ladarius Green. Ball perfectly thrown by Rivers.
Second touchdown of the season for Green. He had one last week. And now Green continues to produce with long plays. That's another 20-plus yard reception for Green coming into the week. 7 of his 14 catches had gone for 20 or more. San Diego ties it up against Cincinnati at 7 on CBS. 7 apiece here in the second quarter. Phillip Rivers now 8 of 11, 115 yards and a touchdown. Green, the 30-yard touchdown reception for the Chargers, and victimizing the linebackers on the play. Novak kicking it off. Brandon Tate, the return man. Tate is brought down from behind, shy of the 15 by Gatchkar on special teams.
Go back to the touchdown, and you talked about how both linebackers were fooled on the play. Just a little play action fake here. Here's Burfict, here's Maaluga, but the safety does not get to the middle of the field here when he sees Green coming right down the middle. Both linebackers one step to the play action, and Green with his speed behind him, and that does not make Mike Zimmer, defensive coordinator, very, very happy.
Bengals take over a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Just over 11 minutes to play in this first half. Shotgun Dalton into a crowd and unable to hit Gresham. Donald Butler, the linebacker there for San Diego. Let's head to New York. NFL Today update. JB and Shannon.
Coach Cowher said the Chiefs came into this one confident.
After Peyton Manning turnover, Alex Smith, 12 yards. Anthony Fasano, 21-7. Chiefs are all over the Broncos.
10:51 left in the first half. Back to Ian and Dan.
And guys, that's a Kansas City team that San Diego rallied to beat last week, 41-38. On a give to Bernard. Nowhere to run, Giovanni Bernard. Sean Lismore. Loss of 2 on the play.
Now that touchdown drive by the Charger offense has fired up the Charger defense. Incomplete pass on 1st down, and then a loss on 2nd down. And now Dalton is going to be challenged by the many defensive pressures that coordinator John Pagano likes to use in this type of situation.
Dime package here for San Diego. Dalton to throw it. Underneath, drop ball by Bernard. He heard footsteps.
Yeah, case of the rookie running before he makes the catch. He knew he had a lot of yards to go to pick up the 1st down, but he turns his head and leaves the ball behind.
Kevin Huber, who's been dealing with an ankle injury, had a 75-yard punt on his first attempt that tied the longest in Bengal history. Kyle Larson did it back in 2005. Return man Keenan Allen from the 30. Flag is thrown. Another flag down. Allen with the stutter step, and Allen gets stamped at the 42-yard line by Vincent Ray.
Yeah, all these penalties on the Chargers. Creston Butler will get called for one of the holds or illegal blocks. 3 flags down on the play.
So this one's coming back for San Diego.
And that was such a long punt. Actually, Huber out kicked his coverage that time. I'd hate to see what he could do with 2 good ankles.
Man, he has been crushing the ball in this first half. Both directions.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team. Number 26, penalties decline. During the kick, holding, return team. Number 20, that penalty will be accepted. 10 yards from the end of the kick. 1st and 10.
So
Timeout.
Johnny Patrick and Cresden Butler called on penalties.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new film Anchorman 2. This Christmas, this film is not yet rated. Wells Fargo, wishing you a magical holiday. And by Ford. Only Ford gives you EcoBoost fuel economy and a whole lot more.
Aerial coverage of today's game is being provided by MetLife. Qualcomm Stadium opened in August of 1967. It's hosted 3 Super Bowls in 88, 98, and 03. San Diego with a 1st and 10. Give it to Ryan Matthews. And Matthews with a 4-yard gain. Domata Pecco with the tackle for Cincinnati. Sibling rivalry has never been so fierce. Will Arnett, Margot Martindale, and Beau Bridges star in TV's #1 new comedy. It's The Millers, Thursday, after The Big Bang Theory, only CBS. 2nd and 6 here for the Chargers, 5 receiver look. 9:22 to go in the second quarter. Chargers do have 9 first downs in the first half. Antonio Gates on the receiving end of that Rivers pass. It's a 3-yard gain.
Well, Philip Rivers on his last drive was near perfect. Steps up in the pocket, gets Vincent Brown, and then Adam Jones misses an interception on this one. Then finally the touchdown with Darius Green. Hot quarterback right now, number 17.
3rd and 3 here for the Chargers. Rivers up for grabs. Keenan Allen with another catch for San Diego. 22 yards on the hookup.
Adam Jones doesn't think this is a catch. It's a great effort. I know that by Allen, seeing the back shoulder throw. He tried to pull the ball out. Allen with a great job of hanging on. No challenge from Marvin Lewis.
So 1st down for the Chargers. It's a toss. Matthews. Battering ram. Picks up 4 yards. Vontaze Burfict will get credit for the stop.
Well, it didn't look like Matthews was going to get anything at all on that play, as Johnson and Burfict and Jones were right there, but he lowered his head and picked up 4. Another positive gain on 1st down for San Diego.
Setting up a 2nd and 6 now. We're down to 7:35 to play in this first half. Matthews remains in there. Rivers will make a change. Matthews wants to make sure he knows what the play is. Check to a running play. Matthews hits the hole and hit down low by Pecco to gain of 4. Philip Rivers is from Athens, Alabama, and our group asked him about the Alabama-Auburn matchup. He said, well, I guess I'm more of an Auburn guy, but I wasn't really interested in playing at either Auburn or Alabama. Surprised to hear where he was interested in playing.
Well, he's a good young Catholic boy. Wanted to go to that Catholic University in Indiana. What's it, Notre Dame?
Yeah, but they were not interested in him.
Ooh, what a mistake. Bob Davie, head coach, didn't like young Philip.
So Rivers ended up at NC State. I think it all worked out for Philip.
You bet it did, especially here in San Diego for him.
3rd and 2, play clock down to 1. Rivers from the gun. Incomplete. Vincent Brown one-on-one with Adam Jones. At San Diego in no man's land here. Mike Cypress is coming out to punt.
Real tight coverage that time by Adam Jones. He's getting worked over pretty good by Philip Rivers and the Chargers, especially with Keenan Allen. But that time the coverage was so good, Brown had no chop.
Mike Cypress has the NFL's highest career percentage of punts landing inside the 20. 40% of his kicks land inside the 20. Tack on another. Darryl Stuckey getting downfield to catch it. 37-yard punt, perfectly placed by Cypress. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, JB and the gang. Latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Cincinnati takes over with a 1st and 10 at the 5. And Jarvis Green Ellis just banged into his own man, Marvin Jones, and gained 6 yards on the play. Well, second quarter in Cincinnati's last game against Cleveland, record-setting. Franchise record, 31 points. Dalton, 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Gresham, 1 to Sanu. Tony Dye returned a block punt for a touchdown. Burfict forced a fumble, returned it 13 yards for a touchdown. Mike Nugent, the cherry on top, a 41-yard field goal. 31 points in the second quarter in that 41-20 win over Cleveland. 2nd and 4. Green Ellis, who has accounted for Cincinnati's points, going up the middle for a yard. Reggie Walker with a stop for San Diego.
Yeah, Walker filling in for Jarrett Johnson, who still has problems with his hand that he had surgery on. But Walker brings speed and athleticism. You saw it on that play as he sliced in there and held Green Ellis to a short gain.
3rd and 3. A.J. Green took a big hit in the first quarter, did come back the next series for Cincinnati. Green has been held to 1 catch, 8 yards. They pitch it to Hawkins. And Hawkins able to get to the outside. Hit by Jaleel Adai. 5-yard gain and a new set of downs for Cincinnati to work with.
We'll keep our eye on A.J. Green, who only had 2 catches against the Browns and just 1 so far today. But good to see him out there after he took that big hit on the first series of downs for Cincinnati. But Hawkins gives the Bengals an added dimension, an added weapon as he converted on that end around.
A.J. Green is averaging an NFL high 125 receiving yards on the road this season. He's the motion man on 1st and 10. Set up the wide receiver screen. A.J. Green, catch and run. Out of bounds as he angles to the 34. 16-yard pickup for Green, but wincing in pain after the run.
And smartly got out of bounds to not take any further punishment. But watch the blocking here. Mohamed Sanu will come out here and work on Marshall. And then down the field, good job by the tight end, Eifert, getting a good block there, and that gets the ball out all the way out to the 35.
Well, that's something Marvin Lewis talked about with Eifert. He knew that he would be an excellent receiver coming out of Notre Dame. He didn't know if the blocking would be up to par. He said it's been a pleasant surprise from that tight end position. Take the handoff, Dalton to throw it. Airing it out. Dalton, the wobbler. Intercepted by Weddle. Eric Weddle now on the return. And Weddle hit across the 45.
I'm not sure if Andy Dalton ever saw Eric Weddle. I hope he didn't, because Weddle was 5 yards deeper than the intended receiver here. Look at Weddle playing center field. I can only think that Dalton felt that Sharice Wright was in single coverage on A.J. Green.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Applebee's. See you tomorrow for a new spirited cuisine. And by Bose, the official home audio sponsor of the NFL.
Andy Dalton, 16 interceptions. He's on pace to finish with 22 on the season. That's now 9 over his last 4 games. Eric Weddle, his first pick of the year. San Diego takes over, best field position to start a drive on the day. Here's Matthews. Gets to the perimeter and able to stay on his feet and get across midfield.
Well, here's Eric Weddle right here. A.J. Green is going to run a deep post route here. And Dalton, after the play fake, never picks up the free safety. And he gets hit right in the mouth by Cam Thomas. That may have caused this ball to go off target. But Eric Weddle is playing center field, and he could have called for a fair catch on this one. Looked like a Huber punt.
He would have lost some yardage on a fair catch. Pretty good return by Weddle. And a 2nd and 5 now for San Diego. Rivers, dump off. Matthews. Trying to dish out some punishment on Adam Jones. It's a 4-yard gain as we send it to New York. JB, Shannon Sharp with an
All
update.
right, Denver creeping back.
Down 21-7. Peyton Manning. I said no. 4-yard TD pass to no Sean Marino. 21-14. The Wild Wild West is in the shootout.
4:16 left in the first half. Back to Ian and Dan.
Well, guys, things getting interesting with that AFC West. San Diego trying to keep pace in the wild card chase. Baltimore currently has a half-game lead. 3rd and 1 now for the Chargers. Inside handoff. It's McClain. It appears to be enough. Had to get to the 45. Looks like they're going to spot the football in between the 45 and the 44. It is enough. They'll move the chains. We hit the 2-minute warning. 1:57 to play. Second quarter in San Diego. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and Company, the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Week 13 in the NFL. Chargers are 5-6. Cincinnati 7-4. A game-and-a-half lead in the AFC North over Baltimore.
24. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
There's the AFC playoff picture. Denver and Kansas City going at it as we speak. New England improves to 9-3. Indianapolis gets by Tennessee 8-4. A crushing loss for the Titans, now 5-7. Miami over the Jets. So the Jets fall to 5-7. The Dolphins still alive at 6-6. They'll take on the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. They put 3 seconds on the clock during that timeout, determined that it is 2 minutes to play. Rivers forced to throw it into the ground at the feet of Ryan Matthews. The rush was coming. Carlos Dunlap supplying some of that heat on Phillip Rivers.
Well, Rivers trying to get the screen pass, but watch the play by Pecco as he reads it right away and slides out. Hardwick trying to keep him from getting to Matthews, but a nice play by Pecco and a smart throwaway by Rivers.
So 2nd and 15 now for San Diego. Just 2-2 at home. Wins over Dallas and Indianapolis. Losses to Houston and Denver. 2nd and long. Rivers again underneath. Stiff arm Matthews is thrown down by the tackling machine Vontaze Burfict, second-year linebacker out of Arizona State.
And Charger on the sidelines complaining that Burfict had a hold of Matthews' face mask on that tackle.
So now 3rd and long for San Diego. 1.5 minutes to go. Chargers are in no rush right now.
Watch the right hand of Burfict. He's right on the shoulder pad there, and that's a good clean tackle. The guy that's had his share of penalties called against him this year.
Dime package now for Cincinnati. Just over 1 minute to play in this first half. Play clock is down to 2, down to 1. Just get the play off. Rivers incomplete. Try to hit Woodhead, and the ball looked to be tipped right at the line. Gilberry and the Cincinnati Bengals defense hold San Diego. It's 4th down.
That might have been a good play for San Diego because Keenan Allen was out in front. He's going to be blocking for Woodhead. Here's Gilberry right here. If this ball is not tipped by Gilberry, Woodhead may have had a big gain, might have got enough for the first down.
Mike Cypress again trying to pin Cincinnati deep. And Tate is buried at the 16-yard line. Down the field, Eric Weddle makes the play. 7-all, second quarter. Saturday, CBS Sports is your championship destination. First at 4 Eastern, it's the SEC Championship game. Missouri taking on Auburn. Then at 10 o'clock Eastern, the Mountain West Championship, Utah State meets Fresno State. That's all Saturday right here on CBS Sports. Alabama-Auburn, decisions late by Nick Saban. Auburn takes advantage. Gus Malzahn and the Tigers with a chance to win the SEC title.
Yeah, those 57-yarders are hard to get, and you're also hard to cover because you got a bunch of big offensive linemen blocking for the field goal. Perhaps a bad decision by Nick Saban.
First down run to Bernard. tried to zigzag, and he's ridden towards the sideline by Weddle.
And he got out of bounds. That stops the clock, and that favors San Diego because the Chargers have 3 timeouts. It appears by that play call that time by Jay Gruden. Bengals are going to play it a little conservative here, backed up in their own end of the field.
Marvin Lewis is 11th year as the head coach of the Bengals, second longest tenured coach in the NFL behind Bill Belichick of the Patriots. Bernard remains in there. Give it to Bernard. They go conservative. Bernard tried to get out of that initial wave, and it's a 1-yard gain.
And the Chargers will call timeout.
San Diego will have 2 timeouts remaining, 38 seconds left on the clock, and it's 3rd and long for Cincinnati.
You almost wonder if Marvin Lewis and Jay Gruden trust their quarterback right now after that disastrous interception he threw last time the Bengals had the ball.
You know, again, the score was misleading in the Cleveland game. They put up 41 points, but they only had 224 yards of offense, and they could not get it going on 3rd down. 1 of 14.
That's been a problem for the Bengals, just 38% on 3rd downs this season. Heads up by Mike McCoy to realize that field position in this game. It's going to be a close game the entire way. A field goal at the end of the first half would give the Chargers a great boost.
3rd and 9 now for Cincinnati. 7 defensive backs for San Diego. Dalton on a shovel. Hawkins. He's brought down, and San Diego will use another timeout with 31 seconds left in this second quarter. This Thanksgiving weekend, whether you're a parent, teacher, student, or fan, there's a fun and easy way for you to hop on the NFL Play 60 bus. To get on board and join the movement that has helped millions of children get active and healthy, visit NFLRush.com/Play60. Cincinnati and San Diego tied at 7. 31 seconds to play, second quarter. Mike McCoy using 2 timeouts. He's got 1 remaining. And Kevin Huber, who's had a whale of a day for Cincinnati, playing with an ankle injury, punting to Keenan Allen, standing at his own 20-yard line. He's had a punt of 75 yards, tying a franchise record, and 56 yards. Another good kick. Fair catch called for by Allen at the 26-yard line. That one registers 53 yards for Huber.
Well, Nick Novak's long this year is 50 yards. His career long is 53. And there's absolutely no wind here at Qualcomm Stadium.
So looking at a target line of the 34-yard line of Cincinnati for San Diego to get to. 1 timeout remaining, 22 seconds left on the clock.
Now you look at the personnel that the Chargers have in the game right now. Keenan Allen's had a good first half, but I would be working the middle. You've got Ladarius Green now, who's already shown what he can do, splitting that 2 deep. Here's Green.
Green has the lone touchdown for San Diego. Running play. Woodhead stood up and driven backwards.
Boy, why do you use your timeouts if that's the first play you're going to run after you get the possession back?
Montez perfect with a hit, and San Diego decides they are not going to run another play. Mike McCoy with a brisk jog to the locker room. San Diego and Cincinnati tied at 7, end of the first half here at Qualcomm. We'll come back for Verizon Halftime Report. JB and company standing by in New York. That's after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. First half storylines. Phillip Rivers keeps on rolling. Good numbers in that first half, including a touchdown pass for San Diego. Cincinnati establishing the ground game. Giovanni Bernard and Jarvis Green Ellis, 63 rushing yards for the Bengals, and Green Ellis with the touchdown. 7-all as we get you ready for second half action here in San Diego. It's Sonos halftime play. And the sounds of Rivers to Green football like you've never heard it, presented by Sonos. And here in the broadcast booth, Ian Eagle along with Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. A couple of keys for you in that first half. Tight game, Cincinnati, San Diego. We know what's at stake here.
Well, the thing that in any close game, turnovers are going to be huge. Both teams had one turnover each in that first half, couldn't take advantage of it. But look for in the second half, that'd be the key stat, because Cincinnati on the year now has 23 turnovers, San Diego just 14. And you can see no points off those turnovers in the first half.
And the turnover trouble for Andy Dalton continues. That was a bad INT to Eric Weddle.
A real head scratcher, because Weddle was deeper than the deepest Bengal, A.J. Green, and that's what Marvin Lewis says that Dalton has to battle. Is just trying to force the ball too often to his great receiver, A.J. Green.
Nick Novak kicks it off, and Brandon Tate, 5 yards deep in the end zone, will take it out for Cincinnati. Tate spun down as he crossed the 20-yard line by John Phillips on special teams. First half possessions for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, really just one decent drive. When of those 67 yards, you talked about the running game, they had 47 yards on the ground. But not much production out of the passing game in that first half. Dalton 5 of 10 for 41 yards, no touchdowns, one interception.
Weddle with his first of the season, just underway, second half here in San Diego. Cincinnati 7-4 coming into the week, a game and a half in front of Baltimore. Giovanni Bernard keeps the legs churning. Brought down by Kendall Reyes, give him a gain of 2.5, 3 on the play.
You see the good first half for Phillip Rivers. No interceptions, one touchdown. And both starting running backs having a good first half.
Cincinnati picking up the pace here. No huddle. Dalton floats it over the middle for Bernard. Giovanni Bernard, enough for a first down. Torek Williams and Manti Te'o collaborate to bring him down. That's a 9-yard pickup through the air.
Giovanni, we talked to him yesterday about that rookie wall. He says, oh, it's all mental. It's more of an understanding that it's a long season. And he really gives a lot of credit to his head coach, Marvin Lewis, keeping their bodies fresh throughout the week.
Also gave credit to Hugh Jackson, running backs coach, who's been a big help to him, not only on the field but off, somebody he can turn to. Marvin Jones, his ankle almost turned defensively as he tried to break free of Richard Marshall. 3-yard gain on the quick hitter.
Yeah, Marshall gets the start today for Derek Cox. Good determination on the tackle by Marshall, not letting go of that foot.
Jones, of course, had the 4 touchdowns against the Jets, but it's been fairly quiet for him since that breakthrough performance. And Cincinnati's been looking for another wide receiver to step forward, whether it's Jones or Sanu or Andrew Hawkins. 2nd and 7. Dalton steps up, runs with it, and Dalton that extra move for the first down. Lunging to the 46, so they'll move the chains once again. 11 yards on the quarterback scramble.
Yeah, heads up play by Dalton as he gets back in the pocket. He's going to see a lane open up here. And rarely will you see a starting quarterback in this league go head first, but he knew he had to get the first down.
Again, working quickly here. 9th first down of the day for Cincinnati. Bernard gets wrapped up in the backfield by Weddle. He read it perfectly. It's a loss of 1 on the play.
Weddle showing his versatility. We saw him with his interception down the field about 40 yards, and this time playing like an extra linebacker close to the line of scrimmage. And Bernard tried to bounce out, but Weddle was there for the tackle.
Giovanni Bernard told us he watched a lot of Darren Sproles. That was the player that always caught his attention, the way he operates coming out of the backfield. And Bernard has proven to be lethal as a pass catcher. 2nd and 11 now for Cincinnati. Dalton, it's a dart to Jones. Jones will be short of the first down by a few.
This is a case where Dalton really rushed this throw. He saw Jones so wide open on the slant route that he's got to be more patient. Throws him a ball down around his knees. And they're going to come up a 2-yard shot short of the first down, or Jones would have had it easily with a good throw.
Yeah, it's a 3rd and 2 now in San Diego territory. First possession, second half, 7-7, the Bengals and the Chargers. Then Jarvis Green-Ellis is in. Fake the handoff. Dalton steps up. Dalton throws it. Nobody in the area.
This is going to be close to intentional grounding. Then Jarvis Green-Ellis was trying to get to the area, but he was cut off by the linebacker. And there goes the flag for intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Number 14, the quarterback who was in the pocket, threw to an area without an eligible receiver. Lost it down. Down.
And that will halt the drive for Cincinnati.
Well, watch Green-Ellis come out of the backfield here, but he's not going to get all the way out to where Dalton is throwing this ball away. Gets held there by the linebacker. And the coverage good down the field, middle of the field, and on Green-Ellis.
There was some pressure there from Corey Legion.
That was a huge play on a 3rd down and short.
So now 4th and long, Dalton and Jay Gruden, offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. Dalton says it's a really good relationship. Gruden always open to suggestions. Kevin Huber, the punt. Allen, fair catch called for, and he's got it at the 17-yard line. 39-yard kick. Phillip Rivers and the San Diego offense looking to take the lead against the Cincinnati Bengals when we come back. Back here in San Diego, the 63 helmet right in the middle of the field, honoring the AFL champion Chargers from that year. Ryan Matthews, strong run for Matthews across the 30-yard line, 13-yard rip and a first down. At halftime, some of the members of that 63 squad down on the field, unfurling the banner, 63 AFL championship team. And a full weekend of activities for alumni for the Chargers as Matthews runs it inside, met by Burfict, 2.5-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, it was a little party last night, and one of the great Chargers of all time, Chuck Allen, wearing his 1963 championship ring that said World Champions. Sid Gilman, the Hall of Fame coach, said, I want world champions on that ring, and I want to challenge George Halas and the Chicago Bears, the NFL champs, to a game. Halas declined.
Well, Sid Gilman was ahead of his time.
And fearless.
2nd and 7 now for San Diego. From the gun, Rivers. Protection is there initially. Rivers! It's complete to Green. Across the 45. 15 yards to the tight end, Green.
Well, Michael Johnson has a shot. Watch Johnson come around the edge here, and he's going to brush Rivers' right shoulder right there. Rivers keeps his concentration, fits it into a tight window, and first down San Diego. Great pocket awareness by Phillip Rivers.
He got it just over Chris Crocker and laid it in there for Green. 136 yards now passing for San Diego. 224 total yards. Off the play fake. Underneath to Keenan Allen. Adam Jones talked about Allen, the rookie, and the fact that he runs excellent slant routes, dig routes. Jones talked about being patient.
That's really rare for a rookie, too, Ian, to be confident and adept at running routes to the inside against all those linebackers and safeties.
Sprained PCL as a member of the Cal Bears on October the 27th, 2012. You remember the day, the second we brought it up. Finally started feeling like himself again during OTAs. Antonio Gates hit down low, but Gates has got a first down for the Chargers. 8-time Pro Bowler. Smart, physical, and a move the chains kind of guy.
Yeah, it's a quick screen out to Gates. Not your normal quick screen guy as a wide receiver, but with his quickness and size and speed, he just rolled to that first down with ease.
San Diego came into today second in the NFL with 25 drives of 10 plays or more. This offense has been clicking throughout the season under Mike McCoy and Ken Wisenhunt. Rivers bounces that one in the direction of Green. All right, let's take you back, Dan. 1963 AFL Championship, Boston Patriots, San Diego Chargers, Balboa Stadium. Chargers ran for 318 yards on the day, 206 by Keith Lincoln. Tobin wrote 2 touchdowns, including a 48-yarder to Lance Allworth. Chargers finished with 610 total yards. They won big, 51-10.
Yeah, Lance Allworth, the first member of the American Football League to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Danny Woodhead is in. He gets the call. Woodhead off the stutter step. Takes it to the 30-yard line. Malaluga is back after a 3-game absence. Was sitting with a concussion and a knee injury. 4-yard gain for Woodhead.
Bengals getting some fresh bodies in the game as the Chargers going right to the line of scrimmage on this drive. But that was a smart, quick substitution by Cincinnati. Get some rested players in there.
Chargers are 4 of 8 on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 6 for San Diego. 4 receiver set. Rivers caught, but short. Did Gates give it up again? Drake Kirkpatrick comes away with the football. The second-year corner out of Alabama. Big play for Cincinnati on defense.
Boy, he just rips the ball out of Gates' hands right here before Gates hits the ground. Heads-up play by Kirkpatrick.
And the second turnover of the day for San Diego.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right. And by the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee. Built free.
A little ice skating over at the Del Coronado, one of the great spots here in San Diego. Chargers and Bengals tied at 7. Play is under review. It was a turnover, so automatically reviewed on turnovers and scores. We're taking a closer look at it. Trey Kirkpatrick, this could go down as his first career interception.
If Gates had hung on to this ball, he still would have been about a yard short of the first down.
Officials are looking to see if the ball hit the ground at any point during that exchange when Kirkpatrick ripped it away from Gates. And we're showing you all the angles we've got.
And John Perry still under the hood, so he's taking a real long look at this one. Hard to tell if the ball ever hit the ground.
As Gates was trying to make his move up the field, that's when Kirkpatrick went for the tackle and also got a little piece of the football as the two were falling down, and it ended up in Dre Kirkpatrick's hands. Kirkpatrick won a couple of national championships with Alabama. 17th pick in last year's draft. John Perry just told Mike McCoy.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. 1st and 10, Cincinnati.
So the Bengals take over at the 25-yard line. Gates a fumble earlier today, and this one will go down as a Phillip Rivers INT.
Which really isn't quite all that fair for Rivers, but really a heads-up play by Kirkpatrick. Gates knew he was short of the first down. He was trying to spin and get that yard for the first down.
Andy Dalton to throw it. Dalton too high, looking for Gresham. And Dalton has been off here today. 8 of 15, 62 yards and a pick. Thursday on CBS, critics say Elementary is so good, it's great. Discover a new episode Thursday at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. 6:58 to play, third quarter. Cincinnati and San Diego tied at 7. It's a pitch for Bernard. Cuts it upfield. Bernard with a spin move. Comes up short of the first down, but a strong run by Bernard. Eric Weddle over there defensively as Lawrence Guy missed on the tackle.
Now the Bengal defense got the Bengal offense the ball. Now it's up to Dalton and company to do something with it.
Giovanni Bernard, when he went through the interview process with all the teams, Cincinnati was the first team he met with, and he had to take a psychology exam.
Yeah, how did that go?
He thought he failed. He thought there's no way this team is picking me. And obviously, the Bengals like what they saw, and he is an impressive young man. We had a chance to sit down with him yesterday. 3rd and 2. Bernard getting low, and he's got a first down across the 35.
Yeah, this is what makes him special. His balance and strength, and really his smarts too. Watch him go low off the left side. But good blocks there, Anthony Collins. But look how low Bernard is, and he's just pulling chargers.
Nearly
Keeps
went
his
down.
balance. That right knee was inches from the turf.
So the drive remains alive for Cincinnati. And Bernard stays in there. 3-man front for San Diego. Dalton throwing. He's got Eifert. Thrown down along the sideline. Eifert with a catch and some additional yardage after the catch. 9 yards overall. Richard Marshall with a tackle for the Chargers.
And this throw will give confidence back to Andy Dalton. Read the defense well, found Eifert on the sidelines and threw him a pass that carried him to the sidelines and then up the field. Eifert did not have to break his momentum at all. And now sets up a second down and real short. A lot of options now for the Bengals.
AFC playoff picture. Baltimore currently at 6-6. San Diego a half game behind. Baltimore 1.5 behind Cincinnati. Benjarvis Green-Ellis. 4 tacklers ranging over to make the play for San Diego.
I didn't think this was going to be a flea flicker. It looked like Benjarvis Green-Ellis gets the ball and he wants to pitch it back right here. But he saw a defensive end coming in on Dalton and a heads-up play by Green-Ellis to just hang on to it. But the Bengals were going to try to fool the Chargers on that 2nd and short.
6-year veteran, former New England Patriots, on a 3-year, $9 million deal with Cincinnati last year. Alex Smith, tight end, lines up at fullback. Power running play to Green-Ellis for 2. And it is enough for a first down. Cincinnati on the move, under 4 minutes to play now in the 3rd quarter. This will be the 7th play of the drive for Marvin Lewis's squad. Line of scrimmage is now the 47. A.J. Green has been held to 2 catches, 25 yards for Cincinnati. Dalton. Hawkins catch and run. The speed of Andrew Hawkins, played in the CFL, the younger brother of former Cincinnati Bengal Artrell Hawkins. He came in with just 2 catches on the season. That one covers 11 yards.
And another good read by Dalton. He saw that there was a corner on that side playing about 6 to 8 yards off of Andrew Hawkins, and that with the lead blocker out in front. Hawkins with good speed to get that first down.
And Dalton starting to pick it up, finding a rhythm in this 3rd quarter. We're under 3 minutes to go. A blast! Bernard! He is a blur when he gets into the open field. Whitworth and Cook, Gresham, all strong blocks up front for 19.
Yeah, watch Pollock. Here's Andre Smith. Look at that hole. They have just ripped some huge holes into this Charger defense.
Giovanni Bernard, 47 yards on the ground. Green-Ellis has 43. Same play. And Bernard is brought down just short of the 20-yard line. 2-yard gain. Donald Butler the hit. Tonight on 60 Minutes, Jeff Bezos of Amazon changed the way America shops. But his new plan to deliver items to you is straight out of a science fiction movie. A look into the future only on 60 Minutes tonight. Only CBS. 10th play of the drive for Cincinnati. Looking to break the tie with San Diego under 2 minutes to go in the third. Dalton on a 2nd and 8, working out of the gun. Dalton to the end zone, wide open. A.J. Green, touchdown Bengals. Andy Dalton with a strike to his playmaker Green.
Yeah, how do you leave A.J. Green so wide open? Right down the middle of the field. Tight split here. Gresham goes to the outside. 2 Chargers go with him, and nobody goes with Green. Good pass protection for Dalton as he could see that lane open up right down the middle of the field, and he put it right on the money. Good drive for Andy Dalton.
Dalton's first touchdown of the day. A.J. Green on the receiving end. Mike Nugent, the extra point. Cincinnati now in front, 14-7. We're down to 1:42 to go in the third quarter here in San Diego. Dalton finding a groove. Ten plays, 75 yards for the Cincinnati Bengals. It took 5 minutes and 21 seconds. A.J. Green, 7th receiving touchdown of the season. Cincinnati with a 14-7 lead on San Diego. Mike Nugent will kick it off. Lavelle Hawkins is deep for the Chargers. Running start for Hawkins, 2 yard deep in the end zone. And Hawkins leveled at the 18-yard line by Sean Williams on special teams. Andy Dalton, 22 touchdowns now on the season for the third-year QB at a TCU. He loves playing here in San Diego.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, in theaters everywhere December 13th. And by Sonos, the wireless hi-fi system.
Shotgun for Rivers. First play of the drive. High throw. Matthews has got it. And he spilled out across the 20-yard line. A 4-yard gain.
Well, here is A.J. Green. Here's Gresham on the out route. And here's Gilchrist. When Gresham goes to the out route, Gilchrist does not see Green come right down the middle of the field. As easy a touchdown catch as he'll ever have.
2nd and 6. Matthews gets the call. And nothing there for him. Malaluga with a tackle. NFL Today update. Let's head to New York right now. JB and Shannon.
Peyton Manning racking up the numbers, Shannon.
Yes, JB just thrown his 4th touchdown on the day, his 40th on the season, 15 yards to Eric Decker, who has 3 of those. 28-21, Broncos in front.
What a game at Arrowhead. Back to Ian and Dan.
And another shootout in KC. Chiefs were on the short end of a matchup against San Diego last week as Rivers hit a Tutu with a 26-yard touchdown to win it. Right now San Diego's in a 7-point hole. We're down to 25 seconds to go in the third. On 3rd and 5, rush coming. Rivers throws, out route, caught by Keenan Allen. First down, short of the 40.
Nothing phases Phillip Rivers. The blitz was coming, and he knew he had man-to-man on the outside. He hung in the pocket. He gets the ball out quickly to Allen in front of Newman. And that, for San Diego, was absolutely a huge first down.
Chris Crocker coming on the blitz. Rivers able to step up. Woodhead was there, last line of defense. And it's Woodhead motoring up the middle. Out across the 45. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. 14-7. Cincinnati leading San Diego. We'll come back after this message. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by MetLife. Back here at Qualcomm Stadium, start of the fourth quarter. Iron Eagle, Dan Fouts, and the rest of our NFL on CBS crew. 14-7, Cincinnati leading the Chargers San Diego with a 2nd and 3 from the 45. Woodhead tried the jab step. And a gain of a half yard on the play. J.K. Schaefer over there defensively for Cincinnati.
A good effort by Woodhead. He wanted to hit it over the left guard, Johnny Troutman, but stepping up into that hole was perfect. He went over the right guard, and stepping up into that hole was Maaluga.
3rd and 2 now. Working out of the gun. Rivers. That soft toss to Woodhead. 4-yard gain and a first down to midfield. Well, a green day here in San Diego. Green Ellis, a rushing touchdown. A.J. Green, a touchdown receiving. Ladarius Green for San Diego, a touchdown through the air.
Ecologically sensitive game.
Very much so. A good use of the term. First down for the Chargers at the 50. Fake the handoff. Crossing route. Allen breaks one tackle, and Allen's got a first down inside the Cincinnati 40. That's good for 11 yards.
Working against Adam Jones again. It's another in route for Allen. The secret to his success on these routes is he does not hesitate. He just makes his cut and runs full speed regardless of what the coverage is on the inside.
First down now at the 39 of the Bengals. Woodhead is in there. Rivers looking downfield. Allen one-on-one. Incomplete. Terrence Newman drawing the coverage, the 11-year veteran for Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's the out and up move by Allen, and Newman wasn't going to have anything to do with that. And Rivers, I think, saw that coverage by Newman and just let the ball sail out of bounds.
Marvin Lewis had high praise for Newman, said he's been an excellent example for Adam Jones to follow, said that Jones has now got some stability in his life, and that's been a big reason for his success. He's been very open to the idea of coaching and getting better. 2nd and 10. Rivers. The attempt by Green to try to stab at the football. It's incomplete. Johnson and Gilberry getting pressure on Phillip Rivers. It's now 3rd and 10 for the Chargers.
And how about the coverage down the field by Reggie Nelson, undercutting that route, making it very difficult for Green to locate the ball.
Just underway here in the 4th quarter. 14-7. The Bengals leading the Chargers. 4 receiver set. San Diego 6 of 11 on 3rd downs here this afternoon. Rivers, guns, incomplete. Ladarius Green, the intended receiver. Vontez Burfict, the linebacker, making the play for Cincinnati. And again, they're in no man's land here.
Well, and the fans thinking that Burfict interfered down the field with Ladarius Green. You can see him falling to the ground. Burfict playing in a lot of pain today. Sprained his ankle in practice on Friday. Was doubtful yesterday. And here he is playing nearly every down today.
Mike Cypress on to kick it. They were looking at a potential 57-yard field goal attempt. There's no way they're going to try that. And Brandon Tate with a fair catch called for after the 29-yard kick. Cincinnati will have it at the 10. Coming up, time permitting, after the game, the Subway postgame show, JB and the rest of the gang, the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Cincinnati 14, San Diego 7, still plenty of time. 12:43 to go in this 4th quarter. San Diego has put together 288 yards of offense, yet only 7 points. A couple of turnovers for the Chargers stalled 2 drives. And Jarvis Green Ellis brought down by Teo. Flag is thrown.
And be holding against Cincinnati, but I would think the Chargers will refuse this one.
Holding. Offense. Number 67. Half the distance. Replay first down.
Here's Pollock, the right guard. He's going to get called for the hold here. And Mike McCoy decides that second and 11 isn't as good as first and 15.
So they accept the penalty. First and 15 now from the 5-yard line for the Bengals. Take the handoff. Set up a pick for Green. A.J. Green turned this into a big play in the first half. And this time tackled short of the 15-yard line. We mentioned it earlier. Andy Dalton likes playing here at Qualcomm. He likes playing in California in general. A lot of success as a collegiate quarterback. Wins across the board for TCU. He is 4-0 here in this stadium. 3 wins in college, including the 2008 Poinsettia Bowl. 12 of 19, 112 yards, a touchdown, and an interception for Dalton. This is a 2nd and 6 now for Cincinnati. Running play. Green Ellis slowed down and then brought down as he crossed the 15 by the Chargers. Reggie Walker, first man there.
Well, the Bengals doing a good job on the ground this afternoon against San Diego. Bernard averaging 4 yards a carry with a 19 long run right there. And the law firm doing his share over 4 yards a carry. Bengals on the day, 113 yards on the ground.
Now facing a 3rd and 2. It's Bernard in the backfield for Cincinnati. Dalton from the gun. Throws over the middle. Big gain for Hawkins. Andrew Hawkins. Hawkins on a catch and run. The speedster, 5'7", 175 pounds. It's a 50-yard gain for Cincinnati.
And a beautiful strike by Dalton. He got that ball right inside the defensive back who dove for the ball. This is an element of this offense that with Hawkins healthy now, he had a hamstring problem earlier in this quarter. He didn't look like any hamstring problem on that play, but he's going to be huge for the Bengals as this season goes along.
Now he's their leading receiver. 3 catches, 65 yards. Crowd was into it, and they have been silenced by the Cincinnati offense. Then Jarvis Green Ellis getting tough yards up the middle, 4-yard pickup.
Well, Andy Dalton on the last drive had hit his last 3 passes in a row, including the 21-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Green. Looks like a totally different quarterback than threw the one to Eric Weddle in the first half.
Well, Marvin Lewis talked about some of the issues with Andy Dalton, the turnovers obviously, but also forcing the ball to A.J., allowing some others to be a part of it at the wide receiver position. We just saw it with Hawkins. Questions as to who would step forward. At times it's been Marvin Jones, Mohamed Sanu. 2nd and 6. Dalton, that's too high for Sanu.
And when you throw it too high to some of these receivers, you're really throwing it too high. Sanu is 6'2", Jones 6'2", and of course Green is at 6'4". So Dalton just got to choke his motor a little bit. It's the old Keith Jackson phrase they used to lay on me all the time. Slow down.
3rd and 6 here for Cincinnati. .26 to go in the 4th quarter.
Dalton's going to call a timeout. That's a good move here. Got to be awful careful because you're in field goal range here. It would make it a 2-score game. Don't want to risk a possible turnover here. These bunch formations are tough to defend. Johnny Patrick in the circle along with Hawkins. Watch the quick move right here by Hawkins. Just enough to get inside to catch that strike from Dalton. Again, it's a bunch formation here on the weak side.
3rd and 6 for Cincinnati. Dalton, deep drop, timing route, sideline, incomplete. Marvin Jones in a matchup with Richard Marshall.
Well, it's a safe throw, and if you throw the ball about a foot farther, you've got a touchdown. Ball just slightly underthrown. Watch Jones have to go up for it. Marshall with great position. Got his hands between Jones to rip the ball out. Great play by Marshall, but ball that could have been thrown a foot or two farther. That would have allowed Jones, keep him from having to turn around to make the catch.
Mike Nugent on the season, 15 of 19. This is a 46-yard attempt, trying to build on the Cincinnati lead. Nugent knocks it through, and it's 17-7 Bengals. 9:16 to play, 4th quarter in San Diego.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Fidelity Investments. Take control of your personal economy. And by PlayStation. Greatness awaits. In stores now.
Sunday afternoon here in San Diego. Coming up, time permitting, after the game, Subway postgame show, JB and company. Latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Subway postgame show. Andy Dalton, Jay Gruden. Cincinnati just engineered a 7-play, 62-yard drive. Big play was the 50-yarder to Andrew Hawkins to set up the Nugent field goal. Nugent kicks it off. Now a 10-point lead for Cincinnati. Lavelle Hawkins isn't going to return this one. Chargers will have it at the 20-yard line. Next Sunday, playoff push continues. Regional action. Dolphins taking on the Steelers. The Chiefs challenge RG3 and the Redskins. Or the Titans meet Peyton Manning and the Broncos. It all starts at noon Eastern with JB and the rest of the group in New York. NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Chargers now trailing 17-7. San Diego this season 4-1 against teams with a winning record, 1-5 against teams with a losing record. It's a flip to Matthews, breaks a tackle. Matthews motors down the sideline. Penalty marker on the play.
And it's going to be holding against San Diego.
Holding. Offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Hold against the rookie DJ Fluker. Let's go to New York. JB and Shannon.
Manning's in a groove.
He's on fire, JB. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes, 4 to Eric Decker, who broke a Broncos record. One of mine, I might add. 4 touchdowns in the game. 35-21 Broncos on top.
I'm sure Dan Fouts feels the same way when one happens for him. Ian and Dan.
I feel your pain, Shannon.
Well, your pain is right here. Phillip Rivers.
I know. He's awesome.
1st and 20 now for San Diego. His number 17 will be retired one day for the Chargers, just like Dan Fouts at his number 14. Matthews hit hard as Matthews comes up just short of the 15-yard line. Terrence Newman laying the wood, 4-yard gain through the air.
Charger fans would love to see a long pass play of any kind, but that's something the Bengals have done a great job with this entire season, preventing big plays. And offensively, they've been getting a lot of big plays, like the Hawkins 50-yarder.
And Marvin Lewis said they self-scouted quite a bit during the bye week. Notice that. Keenan Allen turns it upfield and fumbles the football. Cincinnati's got
down,
it.
And he's down at the 28-yard line.
Vincent Ray thought he had the recovery.
That ball's out. That's a fumble. That will be challenged by Marvin Lewis.
San Diego should be rushing to the line. They're
There
trying.
goes the challenge flag, though. There it is right there. Good effort by the rookie Keenan Allen, but this one has got to be Cincinnati ball. He was not anywhere near the ground when the ball came out.
Allen able to take it upfield, get extra yards,
ruling on the field is down by contact. Cincinnati is challenged that it was a fumble with a clear recovery by the defense. We'll review the play.
Allen getting sandwiched on the play. Adam Jones and George Iloka coughs up the football in the process. George Iloka along with Adam Jones with a hit. Vincent Ray with the recovery. And John Parry emerges. This is what they're looking at.
Yeah, clearly a fumble and a clear recovery by Ray. And this one could do it for San Diego. The way the Bengals have been able to control the ball.
Play, it was a catch and a fumble. The ball was loose prior to a knee being down. Recovered clearly by the defense on the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Cincinnati. 8:17, please, on the game clock. 8:17 on the game clock. Cincinnati is not charged with the timeout.
Good challenge by Marvin Lewis to see that this ball clearly out. He had a good look at it from the Bengals sideline. Great effort there by Allen to try to get the first down. He was close to it, but the hit by Iloka right on the ball with Jones on the back of Allen caused the turnover.
Yeah, the only downside for Cincinnati is that Ray would have had more room to work with on the recovery to gain more yards. But because the play was whistled dead, it was called on the field down by contact, reversed after the challenge by Lewis. So Cincinnati takes over. 1st and 10 at the 34 of San Diego. 17-7 lead. Allen, 7 catches, 93 yards, but a key fumble here in the 4th quarter. 8:17 to play. Green Ellis gets the call. Dives to the 30-yard line, 4-yard pickup. This week, don't miss the show that's in a league by itself with guys who take on all 32 teams and each other every week. James Brown, Phil Simms, Chris Collinsworth, the artistry of NFL films and the chemistry of the boys. Catch Inside the NFL. That's Wednesday at 9 only on Showtime. Cincinnati defense, they have been terrific throughout the season. Mike Zimmer, one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. Opening for Green Ellis. And he cuts it across the 25. 5-yard gain for Benjarvis. Green Ellis, good push up front from this O-line. Sets up a 3rd and 1 now for Cincinnati.
He talked about Mike Zimmer. Tough love. That would be a good nickname for Mike. Treats everybody about the same. He'll get on you. He'll praise you. He'll treat everybody the same. And he's getting the results. Very deep defense as well as a talented one.
Yeah, Carlos Dunlap said he's a perfectionist. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. If you mess up, he'll let you know. They get the first down. Oh, he coughs it up. Benjarvis, Green Ellis recovered by Eric Weddle. Weddle across the 40-yard line. Pivotal play. San Diego's D comes up with a football.
Yeah, it was a big hit by Marcus Gilchrist. Early in the game, Gilchrist let A.J. Green go down the middle of the field for a touchdown. But this time he comes up with a big hit. Here's Gilchrist. Watch him come right up in here. There's the cutback. There's the contact again. Hit right on the ball. And Weddle right there for the recovery and a big return for San Diego.
Dan, this is a guy who does not fumble very often. The law firm, Benjarvis Green Ellis. He turns it over. San Diego gets it back now at the 43. It's Woodhead. Picks up 3 yards, hit down low by Michael Johnson.
Green Ellis has been in the league for 6 years. That's just his 5th fumble and just the 4th one he has lost in his career. That's remarkable.
6.5 to play. 10-point lead for Cincinnati. Phillip Rivers, 21 of 32, 230 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, which wasn't his fault. Rivers slings it, caught by Allen. First down, Chargers in Cincinnati territory. Allen goes over 100 yards receiving on the day.
Boy, and Rivers standing into the pocket. Watch the hit here. Dunlap there, right in his face. He gets the ball off early to Allen. First down, San Diego.
Vontaze Burfict tweaked his ankle. So an injury concern here for Cincinnati for one of their best defensive players. Rivers releasing out of the backfield. Big hit, and it is Burfict. Bad ankle? What bad ankle? 9-yard gain.
Bad intentions. And he almost hit Woodhead when he was out of bounds. Woodhead's definitely going out of bounds. That's close to being a personal foul.
2nd and 1 now. Vontaze Burfict, undrafted out of Arizona State. Had some off-the-field concerns that affected his draft status, and Cincinnati got a steal as an undrafted free agent. 2nd and 1 now for the Chargers. Motion man is Gates. Woodhead with a flag down. Takes it up the middle for a yard and a half. It is enough for a first down if it stands. Mike McCoy's team, they've been on the short end of some tough losses this season.
This may have been 2 men in motion. But Gates went in motion. Green reset at the tight end position.
There is no foul for an illegal shift. The clock will start on the ready for play.
But watch Gates go in motion here, and then at the same time, there is the set, and he was set just long enough by Green, and that is why the flag was picked up.
First down for San Diego. Just inside the 31. Woodhead remains in there for the Chargers. 10-point lead for the Bengals. Rivers knocked up in the air. Slapped down by Rivers. Trying to avoid any further damage.
Well, you know who was coming. Somebody that was going to damage him big time. That was Burfict. If Rivers catches this deflection, he's going to get leveled. Here's Still. He's going to tip this one up in the air. Rivers sees it, chases it down, and lets it fall.
So Devin Still with the deflection. 2nd and 10 now for San Diego. Rivers steps, guns, incomplete. Gates the target. Vincent Ray, the linebacker, there for Cincinnati, and it's 3rd and 10 for the Chargers.
Yeah, the pass rush by Cincinnati. They only have 2 sacks today on Rivers, but they've been hounding him. He's made some great throws under a lot of duress. That time he had time to throw, had Gates open, and just led him too far.
Vincent Ray stepped in for Malaluga on Mike Zimmer's defense when Malaluga missed 3 games, and Ray has seen extended action here this afternoon. Right now they're looking at a 48-yard field goal. Trying to convert on 3rd down. Incomplete. Gates with Chris Crocker, the veteran safety. 4th down for the Chargers. And they're sending the field goal unit on.
Well, yeah, you need 10 points to tie it. It doesn't matter which order you get them in. Crocker with great coverage that time on Gates. Gates not getting the normal separation he usually gets throughout his career. Crocker, the veteran, all over him.
Nick Novak, 10 straight field goals of 40-plus yards. This is a 48-yard attempt for Novak. He's got it. 17-10. San Diego now down by 7 against Cincinnati. Bengals trying to maintain a 2-game lead in the AFC North. San Diego trying to stay in the wild card hunt.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the redesigned Honda Odyssey. Honda, start something special. And by Subway. Get your own big hot pastrami from Subway today. Subway, eat fresh.
Chargers climb to within 7 in an important matchup here, Cincinnati and San Diego.
Well, there's a penalty on Johnny Troutman right here, and this is Burfict right here. Burfict whispered something into his ear right there. Troutman didn't like it. He pushes Burfict to the ground, and that's a huge 15-yard penalty after the made field goal. Chargers kicking off from the 20, but the Bengals will have great field position.
Brandon Tate, the return man for Cincinnati, standing at his own 10. And Nick Novak will have to kick it off from the 20. San Diego, 334 yards of offense. Cincinnati with 293. Bengals up next. Home meeting with Indianapolis, then at Pittsburgh. San Diego up next, home for the Giants, and then at Denver on a Thursday night. The kick from Novak. Tate will take it from the 10 to the 30. Hit at the 35 and brought down at the 34. 4:35 to play in this fourth quarter. So this is what Cincinnati's remaining schedule looks like. Home games against Indianapolis, Minnesota, and Baltimore, and a game at Pittsburgh sandwiched in between on December the 15th.
The jungle will be roaring. All those home games at the end of the year with a potential 2-game lead in the division.
And Dan, they're 5-0 at home. First time since 1988. Just 2-4 on the road, though. Wins in Buffalo and in Detroit. .45 left. 7-point lead for Cincinnati. Line of scrimmage is the 34. Dalton lines it up. Outside to A.J. Green. Working the perimeter. And the Pro Bowler Green has got it for 28 yards.
Fantastic throw. Sharice Wright just lets Green go right by him down the sidelines. Didn't get a hand on him in the bump and run. It's called bump and run because you're supposed to bump the wide receiver and then run with him. Great throw by Dalton. Perfect, in stride.
A.J. Green had 5 straight 100-yard receiving games until being held to just 7 yards in Cincinnati's last game against Cleveland. He's got 5 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown here today. One more first down will put Cincinnati into field goal range. Giovanni Bernard tried the stutter step. And Bernard is brought down for a loss on the play by Thomas Kaiser.
Mike McCoy has 3 timeouts, and he's got to be thinking, when do you use them? You don't want to use them too early to give the Bengals an added advantage.
We will go under the 4-minute mark. 2nd and 11 now from the 39. Handed off, Bernard. Strong cut by Bernard. Brought down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Bernard reminds me a little bit about like Ray Rice of the Ravens. He's hard to find, and he's powerful. Runs between the tackles well. Look at him break tackles there. Keep his stride, keep his momentum going forward. Getting tackled and falling forward and setting up a 3rd down in about 2.
So 3rd and short here for the Bengals. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis comes in to replace Bernard. We come up on 3 minutes to play in the 4th. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. He gets it done. Inside run from Green Ellis. It's a first down for Cincinnati and a timeout taken with 3:02 to play. Bengals. Yards on the ground for Cincinnati. They came in ranked number 20 in the NFL, 107.9 per game. They put up 142 today. The combination of Green Ellis and Bernard. Both have been effective.
And the combination of the San Diego defense, 29th in the league. total defense coming into today's game.
Cincinnati, at the very least, should get a field goal attempt here and a chance to go up by 2 scores and force San Diego to use more timeouts. Benjarvis Green-Ellis plows ahead to the 21.
But it wasn't that long ago that Green-Ellis, running a similar type of play, hit by Gilchrist, fumbled the ball and gave San Diego a chance to go down and get 3 points. But the miscues today. The rare fumble by Antonio Gates, and then the weird interception thrown by Dalton to Eric Weddle. And this was called an interception, but should be called a fumble. That clearly was a fumble. And then there's the mentioned the Green-Ellis fumble picked up by Weddle. This time of year, turnovers just are magnified so much, and they decide ball games.
San Diego in jeopardy of dropping to 5-7. Eddie Royal not available today because of a chest injury. 2nd and 4 for Cincinnati. Benjarvis Green-Ellis keeps the legs churning. First down inside the 15. That hard-nosed north-south running style of Benjarvis Green-Ellis. 8-yard gain. San Diego burns its final timeout with 2:50 to play.
You know, and after the fumble, you got to feel good for him. Coaches had the belief in him to give him the ball, let him run the ball between the tackles. He's hanging on with both hands and keeping his legs going, and really embarrassing the Chargers. When the Chargers need a stop, they're unable to get it.
Well, the combination, Green-Ellis and Bernard. A touchdown for Benjarvis Green-Ellis, 81 yards on the ground, and Giovanni Bernard, 14 carries for 57 yards.
That's as good as you can get out of 2 backs. And Dalton has played such a much better second half. And how about that throw to Green to get him out of trouble last possession?
Andy Dalton can improve to 5-0 here at Qualcomm. No secret here, Benjarvis Green-Ellis. That's a 6-yard gain, and time taken off the clock now because San Diego can't stop it. We are under 2.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, this is your rock and a hard place for San Diego. You let them score and go down by 14. Or you just hope to create some type of turnover. You're not getting enough bodies to the ball carrier to force any type of fumble.
They'll have to run one more play before the 2-minute warning. Benjarvis Green-Ellis stonewalled. Nothing there for him. Corey Leggett among those there for San Diego. 2 minutes to play. Cincinnati closing in on a win to put them at 8-4. Final 2 minutes here in San Diego. Cincinnati with a 17-10 lead over the Chargers. 3rd and 4 now for the Bengals. They are inside the 10. Hand it off, Benjarvis Green-Ellis running hard and powers his way inside the 5. He's got a first down, and that will do it.
Yeah, it's been basically the same running play, a little power play. How about the job that Andrew Whitworth has done going to left guard, leading Green-Ellis up through the hole.
This offensive line, they've been road graders here this afternoon. An AFC playoff picture. Big win for Cincinnati to move to 8-4 and maintain a 2-game lead over Baltimore in the AFC North. This loss for San Diego, difficult one to come back from. They'll drop to 5-7. Basically, they'll have to win out with the logjam in the AFC for the playoffs to become a reality. We'll be sending you out to Denver and Kansas City coming up. The NFL on CBS. The Chargers have the Giants, then at Denver, home for Oakland, and they wrap up the regular season against the Kansas City Chiefs. Cincinnati on the West Coast, and they get it done once again. 3 straight wins in the Pacific time zone for the Bengals.
Quarterback takes it 8.
That'll do it. Cincinnati defeats San Diego 17-10. The final. Bengals improve to 8-4. Coming off the bye week, Cincinnati takes care of business. Chargers drop to 5-7 now on the season, 1 game behind Baltimore for the second wild card spot. Coming up tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, The Amazing Race, The Good Wife, and The Mentalist. For Dan Fouts, I'm Ian Eagle, our entire NFL on CBS crew. Cincinnati wins in San Diego.